Well, hello, love. Welcome back. If you're new, my name is Latoya Ebony. I make natural hair care, fashion, and lifestyle vlogs on this channel. If that's your vibe, if that's what you like, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a little comment, let me know that you're new so I can welcome you in to the family. All right, so today is all about trimming and flat ironing my hair. I'm going to discuss some reasons why it's important to trim, as well as take you through a little bit of kind of a show and tell of how I flat iron and trim my hair. There are two reasons why I trim my hair. Number one is it prevents breakage. It prevents the split ends from traveling up the hair shaft. When you have a split end, it's kind of looking like this, and it will continue to split up until your hair appears, shorter essentially. And so what you want to do is you want to cut your hair right above where that split is, if you can, as much as possible, so that the breakage stops and you can continue with retaining your length. The number two reason is it prevents styling mishaps. So, for example, a twist out. I recently did a twist out, and as I'm unraveling and untwisting all of the twists, my ends, they just looked raggedy. Essentially, they were extremely straight and the hair was catching on to the perm rods. And when I was going to untwist, even not using perm rods, you guys, it just looks unfinished. So you have all this luscious hair at the top and then the ends just look dead. They just don't look good. A bonus third point actually is detangling. If you're noticing that you are struggling with detangling, that it seems like your hair is really smooth throughout, but then the ends, you're hearing all the popping and the hair is catching on to one another and things like that, it's probably time for a trim. Essentially, trimming gives your hair a more polished, a more clean look. It just looks really, really nice. It's easier to manage, maintain. It's easier to manipulate if you're into that. And there are so many different ways that you can do your trim. And I'm gonna explain why I like to do mine with straight hair. I like to trim my hair straight because I get to see my ends. And when I'm doing it myself, I just don't have the visibility as a professional does. And so straightening it out, being able to see all of the ends that are just all over the place, being able to see all of those split ends, it just gives me more visibility and I feel like I do a better job. I also trim with my hair straight because I tend to wear my hair in more stretched styles. So if you're a person who likes to wear a lot of wash and goes, you might want to cut it kinky. You might want to cut it curly. You might want to go to a professional that will shape your hair in a wash and go style. But I tend to actually wear my hair in more stretched states, so I want it to look a little bit more even and more uniform. Now, even though today I'm going to be trimming my hair myself, it's kind of more of a maintenance trim. I do go to a professional at least once a year. And I think that it's really important to go to professionals every now and then, at the very least, because they can give you a proper assessment of your hair. They can, first of all, they are an expert at doing the cut. They're gonna make sure that your cut is thorough, that it's even, that your cut looks good for your face shape, etc., and also be able to add on those additional services if you'd like. And also, a professional will really be able to tell you things about your hair that you may not know because you're in it all the time. They'll be able to tell you if, your hair is damaged more in a specific area, if you have more breakage in the crown of your head or the back of your hair where you can't see, if your hair is dehydrated. They'll also be able to walk you through what you need to do on your own at home to get your hair to a healthy state, as well as offer you services to help with whatever your goals are with your hair. I tend to go to my mother, who is a licensed cosmetologist. She's bomb, she's not scissor happy, and she keeps it real, and she always lets me know, like, this is where your hair needs to get trimmed, but if you want, we can leave a little bit more length on if you want, and I usually just opt for her to just get rid of it. because I just don't, you know, I have to maintain my hair myself most of the year. And so when I can get a professional in there, I'm just like, give me the works, give it all to me. How often should you trim? When you need it. And that is a real and definite answer. When you are seeing that, you know, you have dead ends, you're feeling the ends of your hair, they feel really rough. Maybe if you have color on your ends, you can more easily see what they look like. When you're seeing those like knotting, if the ends of your hair just look lifeless compared to the rest, you could have some damage. And you know, when you're having a hard time detangling and your styles are they're not turning out the way that you want, that's when you probably need to trim, and that can vary for everyone. So I can't tell you exactly when to trim your hair, but what I can share with you is how often I trim my hair. And I trim about 2 to 3 times a year, minimum twice a year, but really lately it's been about like 2 to 3 times. And I'm okay with that. I think it's good. I think it's healthy. It's what my hair needs. So I don't know how often that breaks up. Was that every 4 months? 1, 2, 3, yeah, about every 4 months I'm looking to either trim or dust my hair. Now what I'm gonna do today is not obviously a professional trim. I am not a professional, but I love doing this maintenance so that I can get through the week, so I can get through these hair videos and I can get the results that you need to see. That I need to see, really. And I just have not been having success with my ends. So that tells me I can't wait. I can't wait any longer. I've got to do some kind of maintenance trim. And so what I'm gonna do is just show you how I flat iron and trim my hair. It's not going to be incredibly detailed. I do have another video for that I will be sure to link. I'll link that video here, or I will add it down below for you all if you want like that detail, you know. But if you just like watching people flat iron and trim their hair, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. Start with a hair serum of your choice. I will link these down below. Now my hair was previously blown out in another video. I will link it down below, and it was separated with large twists. My hair is in desperate need of a wash, but I'm going to do this flat iron and trim first so that I could have a successful detangling session. This is a tail comb. I love using this to part my hair, and I'm going to begin in the back. I just find that it's easier to manage my hair. I don't have to worry about the hair in the front already being done and getting messed up by being pinned up, so I prefer to start at the back. I take a wide tooth comb and I gently work through my hair. It's already stretched at this point, so it's pretty easy. At this point, all I have on my hair is the hair serum and a heat protectant. Then I take that flat iron and do a single pass through my hair just to see where I need to continue to detangle. And those are my ends. I take a small tooth comb through the ends, and then follow with the chasing method. That's placing a comb in front of the flat iron as I slide it down so that I can really straighten those ends. Now I can clearly see where the breakage and the split ends are, and I will just repeat that again on the other side. I try not to do too many passes over the whole section of the hair if I don't need to. If it's just the ends that need to be a little straight, then I will do that. I try my best not to have excessive heat. But as you can see, it's so much easier to see my ends, and my hair is getting pretty long now, so it's difficult for me to cut it myself. So sometimes I'll bring it all the way up towards the sky and trim the ends. So I've just done the bottom layer, and you know what? I am gonna kind of flat iron and do my hair a little bit further up so that I can show you a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm back, and
and I'm just kind of taking you through the rest of this process. It's not very detailed, so again, if you'd like to see my flat iron hair video and how I trim in a little bit more detail, I will link that video down below. But essentially, I'm just going through and trimming the hair right above where I see the most weathering of the ends. Now, just because you have split ends doesn't mean you're necessarily doing anything wrong. It's a natural thing that happens with, you know, manipulation of your hair, especially if you like to wear your hair stretched, if you comb it a lot, and, you know, having type 4 hair, the ends, they can get pretty weathered if you are trying to do multiple hairstyles. And, you know, the comb, honestly, it can be pretty damaging all on its own. So don't worry if you have split ends, just get to rectifying the situation. Yeah, my hair, really my scalp really needs a very good wash. I can see that. I can definitely see that. And honestly, the wash I did right after this was so much easier than the wash I did previous to starting this process. So it was totally worth it. I know some of you guys are like, what do you mean? You flat ironed your hair and then you're gonna wash it right away? Yes, I am. And that's it for my flat iron and trim.
Okay, so looking at my hair, I can tell that one side is definitely longer. Believe this side is slightly longer. It could be a bottom layer, I'm not sure. However, I am not going to touch it. I'm going to let the professional do that. So my mother is a licensed and working cosmetologist. She's very good. She's kind of the only one I trust to, to cut my hair, basically. She's not scissor happy. I trust her, and I'm going to be seeing her in less than 2 months. So I like to do these sort of preliminary trims and things like that so that I can have success with my detangling process, so that when I'm doing hair tutorials for you guys, my ends aren't looking too raggedy. But I, of course, love to go to a professional at least once a year to really give me a nice trim and get me even. And I'm very excited about that. So if you are interested in a more detailed approach to how I trim at home, I'm gonna list a video right here. And if you are interested in how I keep my hair healthy, my wash routines, deep condition, all of that stuff, I have a full out regimen playlist that you can list here. It's full of 12 years of content. And when people reach out to me and they ask me, how to grow their hair or how to prevent breakage, I say this is everything that I do. Of course, you want to consult with a professional, dermatologist, trichologist, cosmetologist, to figure out what your hair needs, as well as, of course, your primary physicians. But I love sharing what I do as well. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. So that being said, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a little comment, and I will see you in a few days. Mwah.